Hey guys! Welcome to my video today. I know this is a little bit different than normal, probably not your everyday, go to the mall, go to work tutorial. But this is my entry for the 2015 NYX Face Awards, so I hope you enjoy this bronzy, glowy, glittery goodness, and let's get down to business. Alright, let's get started. So, blank canvas. Let's get down to business. I'm going to start with a full coverage foundation, and with that I'm going to mix a little bit of a liquid highlighter because I want to be glowy. Glowy, 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 that's what I want. I'm going to mix that foundation with that liquid highlight, and then I'm going to apply on my face. I'll blend. Now onto concealer. I'm using something that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone because I do want to highlight quite a bit. I'm going to take the concealer pretty far down. I'm also going to take it up onto my temple as well, since I am going to add some color there as well. I want that to really stand out. I'm also going to use this as my eye primer as well, so I'm going to bring that all along my lid. And there, you're finished! Just kidding. Now I'm going to go in with a shimmery pigment. It has a little bit of an opalescence to it. I really want this look to be incredibly dewy and shiny, so I'm going to use this as my setting powder. If I could walk around like this all the time, I would be happy. I want you to be able to see my highlight from outer space. So I don't necessarily want to completely cover up my brows. My brows are quite dark, so I do want to kind of diffuse the color at the front a little bit. So I'm going to go in with a nude toned eye pencil. You can use a concealer, whatever you like. I'm just going to kind of lighten my natural brow hair a little bit. After covering with that nude pencil, I'm going to use a little bit of an off-white shadow just to kind of cover that up a little bit. I don't want it to look like I have pencil, I just want it to look like my brows are a little bit lighter. Now that eyebrows are lightened, I'm going to go in with a gold shadow. I definitely want to go more with a yellowy gold, and I'm going to put this in the inner part of my eye. I want this part to be really nice and bright. And I'm using a flat brush to do this because I do want the pigmentation to be quite strong. If you did want to do this and you wanted the shadow to be a little bit more diffuse, then you would use more of a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in and I'm going to highlight. I'm going to go in with a really nice light kind of rose gold champagne tone. I'm going to put that right into my inner corner and right underneath where I'm going to make my brow. Take it right underneath where I want the highest part of my brow, just to add that extra sheen there to really lift my brow bone. On to a really pretty kind of copper gold color. I want to put this all over my eye. I am going to be a little bit sloppy with it since I am going to be blending. You don't necessarily need to be really precise with this step. Now I'm going to go in with my blending brush. I'm not going to add any extra product to it right now, but I'm just going to go over that same area I just packed on with the flat brush, and I'm going to blend it out a little bit. I'm going to take that same kind of copper tone, and I'm going to put that below my eye. I'm going to use a pencil brush, so something that's a little bit more tapered at the tip so that I have a little bit more control of where the product goes, and then I'm going to go with my fluffy brush and blend that out after. With a buffing brush, and I'm going to use almost like a burnt orange color. I'm going to add a little bit more definition around my hairline, my temples, and in the contours of my face. So a technique I like to do, and this is whether you do, kind of fun, off-the-wall makeup like this, or if you're doing beauty makeup, is when you contour, you always want to follow right underneath the bone of your cheek, and then when you blend, you always want to blend up. The whole point of contouring is lifting your cheek, so you don't want to blend the product down. Now I'm going to go in with a nice dark red tone bronzer. I'm just going to go over what I just did, the temple, my contour of my cheek, and then I'm also going to go right along my jawline. I really want my jawline to look nice and sharp, and this is just going to re-emphasize and kind of deepen what I just put down. I'm going to contour my nose just a little bit. I'm going to use a small fluffy brush to do this just because you don't want something too big. I'm pretty much finished with the complexion. I really want to move on to the eyes now. I'm going to go in with a dark burgundy red tone, and the focus for my eyes is I really want a kind of sunken in deep set eye. So for that, I'm going to focus a lot of my shading on my inner part of the bridge of my eye. I'm also going to take that burgundy underneath my eye, again with a pencil brush so that I have a little bit more control over it. And I'm just going to sweep it under my eye. I'm not going to bring it down as far as I did with that copper tone. To deepen the crease just a little bit more, one more time, we're going to use a dark brown. I do want it to be a little bit more warm tone just so that it does kind of stick with the whole color theme I'm going with. Again, I am focusing most of the shading on the inner part of my eye because I want them to seem a little bit more deep in the inside rather than the outside. I'm going to take that same brown shadow and I'm going to take it on an angled brush, and I'm going to line my lower lash line, and I'm going to actually make a little bit of a mark to bring my lash line in a little bit. So instead of bringing that brown all the way into my inner corner, I'm going to take it on that angled brush, and I'm going to go at a downward angle to give a little bit of a sharper effect to my lash line. I'm going to use that shadow just as a guide. I am going to go over it with liquid liner to intensify it a little bit more and make it a little bit sharp. I'm going to use a liquid liner. I'm going to draw a nice line on my top lid just to help me kind of hide my lash band a little bit. I'm going to do that on my top lid, and I am going to flick it out just a little bit for a little bit of a wing. One little trick you can do when you are doing your wing is if you make a kind of like little tick mark lined up with your lower lash line like this, and then connect it with the line you've already created on your lash line, it's going to be much easier to get a wing. It's also a really good way of lining up those little tick marks before you connect them to make sure your wings are even. Last but not least, with the liquid liner, I am going to go over that inner part of my eye where I brought my lash line down a little bit. I'm going to go over that with liquid liner just to sharpen it a little bit more. Now the eyes are almost finished, I am going to go in and do my brows before I finish with my lashes. I wanted to lighten up the front of my brow because I did want the inner part of my eye to be a little bit heavier. I do still want to enhance the back part of my brow because I lack there, and I do still want that structure to my face. So I'm going to go in with a dark brown, again, warm toned, and I'm just going to perfect my arch, and I'm not going to bring the color too far in, mainly the second half of my brow. Now that I finished my eyebrows, and just remember, just so it doesn't drive you insane, eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, which is glitter. I don't know who doesn't like glitter, but I love glitter. So I'm going to use a gold glitter liner. I'm going to not bring it all the way in. I'm going to keep this mainly centrally in the inner part of my lower lash line. And I'm actually going to bring it down onto my cheek. I'm going to stop about at the top of my cheekbone. So a little trick someone once told me, which has helped me a lot with lashes, is you have to make sure the glue is all the way at least a little tacky before you put it on. You don't want the glue to be super wet like as soon as you take it out of the tube. So someone once told me put it on the back of your hand, let it set for a while, and then roll it on your lash with like a pencil or something like that. And that really, really helps me. Alright, eyes are finally done. Those lashes did not like me at all. So I did do top lashes, and then I did put bottom lashes on as well, just to kind of intensify the eye a little bit more. So last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and do some lips. I'm going to go in with a nice blackened plum lip liner. I like to line first just to get a nice perfected line, and then we'll fill in. Another trick too, because I am going to overline my lips, when you do your top line, it works best if you start in the middle, do your cupid's bow, and then you work from your outside in to create that fuller top lip. When you go from the inside out, it's very easy to end up with kind of like a clown-shaped mouth rather than them to just mimic the shape of your lip. After I've lined, now I'm going to go ahead and fill it in, again with a nice dark blackened plum tone. Okay, and final thing, I'm going to take a light gold pigment and I'm going to place that right in the center of my mouth. Makeup is finished. Now I'm just going to go away for 1 second, fix my hair, and I'll be back. Alright, that's it. This is the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are not already subscribed, please do so down below. This is definitely a different look for me. Let me know if you like it. I would love to do kind of more funky, fun looks. So have a great day. We'll see you next time.